Look, every business operates at one of these four levels. Level one, you're doing everything manually yourself and you get paid maybe $10 to $100 an hour. Level two, you start using some tools, a few digital assets that allows you to get work done faster, but you're still doing it all yourself. That maybe get paid between $100 to $500 an hour. Level three is when you start having multiple tools that connect and integrate with each other, and you have digital assets that do the work for you. At this point, you're making $1,000 plus an hour. But most business owners don't know that there's a fourth level of operating your business where you have AI actually do the work for you, where you have AI agents that have access to your tools and digital assets that do the work for you, where you can focus specifically on strategy and growing your business and growing the revenue you make every month. Instead of working in your business, you're working only on your business. Now, the level you are right now, whether you're in level 1, 2, 3, or 4, will determine how scalable your business is and how profitable you are right now. And even whether you can even take time off in your business and go on vacation and enjoy some freedom, or whether you must work 50 to 60 hours a week in your business. Now, most successful business owners are stuck at around level 2 or level 3. In this video, I'll show you why you might want to consider going up to at least level 3 and level 4 as a business owner if you want to make more money in less time. Now, real quick, I have all the insights I'm going to go over in this video and the link in the description below. So if you don't have time to watch this whole video or you still want the insights, you can go below, grab a PDF and read it on your own time. Let's dive into the video. All right, so the first concept I want to go over, which is really important to understand as a business owner, is the dollar value of your hour. So there's going to be various types of activities or tasks that you could do in your business. They'll pay you a different amount of money. So what I have here is a visual or a spectrum of all different types of activities you could do. Now, these aren't exact activities. It's just an example to show you the variance and what activities you could do. Now, on the left side is work that I would call busy work. It's work that you do repeatedly and would not actually pay you a lot of money. And on the right side is what I call money generating work. And this type of work has super high leverage. And when you do these types of work, this is when you actually generate more money. It's usually one decision or it's one action. And what happens is you get outsized returns, which I like to call N, outsized returns. Now, as a business owner, our goal is to focus on activities that have the highest leverage. And usually the activities that have the highest leverage are the things that you take one decision or one action and it gets you an outsized return. So high leverage and pays you $10,000 to $100,000 an hour plus. Okay. Then there's other activities in your business, which is below $10,000. Let's say we go all the way down to $100 an hour. This is the activities that AI could do for us, or we could have a digital asset that does the work for us. Now, before I dive into the three levels, what we need to understand here is our goal is to become a chief leverage officer, or I like to call CLO, where we focus on leverage. We don't really focus on operating the business, because a lot of CEOs, what happens is they end up doing a lot of the activities in the middle, not activities that pay them 10,000 plus per hour. You want to go from being a CEO or chief, what I like to call chief everything officer, into a chief leverage officer where you focus strictly on leverage. How can I focus on the activities and the tasks that will pay me the most amount of money per hour? Okay, so these activities, I'm not going to go into full detail. I actually have another YouTube video I'll link in the description below. If you want to know more about this concept, you can watch that video. Just want to show this so you can understand visually so other concepts make sense later on in the video. But these activities here that pay you $100 to $1,000 an hour, and maybe sometimes up to $10,000 an hour, these are activities where we want to have AI and digital asset help us do these activities so that we can focus on the high leverage activities in our business. Now, what I like to call these tasks, these are tasks where we call like working in our business. So these are things that need to happen. So let's say an example, attending meetings or phone calls, writing ad copy or sales copy, building sales funnel webinars on sales assets. Well, we could definitely have an AI agent help us do that, or we can implement digital asset that will streamline things for us. Now, this is busy work. Obviously, this is stuff that we just remove. We just stop doing. Okay. This is what I call like level 1, level 0. You're doing a lot of busy work. Level 2, level 3 is when you're still working in your business. And level 4 is when we have everything in the middle. We have an AI digital asset doing the work, and where most of our time and attention is being spent on money generating work. Okay, so if you want this again, there's another video that goes into full depth into this concept. You can click that link in the description. So in order to get to level 4, you fundamentally need to shift your mindset to become a chief leverage officer and not being a chief everything officer. Because once you have the mindset shift, then you're able to make the right actions and right decisions. And you know the strategic way to get to level 4, where digital assets and AI handles 80 to 90% of your operations, so you can scale your business without being trapped in daily execution. Now, here's a core difference in the belief. So chief everything officer, which what I like to call them, they believe in this. I need to personally manage and execute everything to maintain quality. Okay. While chief leverage officers believe in, I need to build AI systems and digital assets that can handle 80 to 90% of operation, so my business scales beyond my personal involvement. Now, this is more important than ever because right now there's actually a capability where AI is good enough where it can actually do the work for you. If you're able to give it the correct prompt, you give it access to the tools and digital assets, it can act on your behalf. Where, in fact, I've been connecting AI agents to my business OS and I've been able to program it to do work for me. I'll be sharing that in further YouTube videos, but this video, I just want to show you the fundamentals so you can make the right decisions to become a chief leverage officer and get your business to operate 80 to 90% of it via AI and digital assets. Okay, so what happens with these two beliefs is that they get different outcomes. So CEOs will have operational bottlenecks, they'll have endless meetings, and everything rely on them as a founder. As you can see in this image, they're doing everything themselves. They have a lot of to-do. They're handling client work. They're doing sales calls. They're doing the marketing. So if that's you, then you're definitely a chief everything officer. Now, our goal instead is to look for ways where you can implement a digital asset or system where you focus as a business owner on building your system, where a CEO would just do everything themselves, do everything. Now, the problem is when you do everything yourself, it becomes very hard to scale because either you need to spend more hours to work more hours or you hire someone to help you do some of the work. Now, the problem with that, if you could do that, your profit margins are going to go down. Now, ideally, we want to maximize our profit margins and we want to stay as lean as possible, especially as chief leverage officers. So we focus on digital assets and AI systems that do the work for us. So the outcome of that is we have automated operations, we have infinite scalability because AI agents can be scaled as many times as you want to, and location freedom where we do not need to be tied down to our desk. We can work anywhere in the world because AI agents does the work for us. So what happens is business operates itself while you focus on distribution and growing. And for CEOs, what happens is businesses can't grow past their personal capacity because everything relies on them. Most business owners or entrepreneurs start as CEOs because that's just how you start things, right? You do not have leverage. You do not know the correct way to do things. You're still discovering the correct process or the best process to get things done. You need to document digital assets. You need to learn how to use AI. So most people will start as CEOs. But as you start doing things yourself, sales, delivery, customer service, and marketing, you should be documenting it into digital assets so that AI can do it for you. Or even if you want to hire someone, that's the same process. You still need to document it. The number one thing to get out of this video is to understand that building digital assets is the key to leverage. Okay, so the difference between a CEO or chief everything officer and a chief leverage officer comes down to them building digital assets. Now you're probably wondering, what is a digital asset? A digital asset is anything that either does the work for you automatically, it could be a system, or it helps you complete work significantly faster. A digital asset can be anything. It could be a document, a standard operating procedure. Let's say, for example, it could be an image or a style of images that you use. It could be a database. Maybe there's data information that is helpful. A tool or automation that you use. This could be a scheduling tool. For example, you can give that access to AI. A video, let's say an example of a video, a model, and a specific prompt, swipe file, or media content that you use. So the more data, the more high-performing assets that you have, digital assets that you use that generates outcomes, specifically that generates you leads, appointments, presentations, or sales. Any asset that generates you business outcomes is a digital asset. So a video sales letter that gets conversion is a digital asset. A infographic that gets people to understand how your program works is an asset. A database or a CRM that you use to manage leads, that is a digital asset. So as example of other digital assets here is an automated email sequence that nurtures leads. That's an asset because it generates leads for us to generate sales. AI prompts and frameworks for content creation. Well, that is an asset because it helps us create content, and content helps us generate leads. Standard operating procedures that anyone can follow. Video sales letter that convert prospects 24/7. CRM system that track and manage your customer relationship. Templates and swipe files for fast execution. Content libraries and knowledge bases. Automated booking and scheduling systems. So all of these are digital assets because they create business outcomes in our business. So generally there's 3 tests I like to follow to make it qualify as a digital asset. Number 1, it's automation. It does work for you. So this could be an email sequence that nurtures leads while you sleep. It could be a video that onboards new clients without your involvement, a dashboard that shows client progress without you creating reports. Or 2, it could be acceleration that helps you work faster. So AI prompts that generate strategy frameworks in minutes instead of hours, templates that turn campaign creation from 8 hours into 2, checklists that eliminate the mental load of remembering every step. And then finally, quality control ensures consistency. So this could be a standard operating procedure that delivers the same results regardless of who executes them. So this could be a prompt, workflows that prevent steps from being missed, and systems that maintain quality even when you're busy. So the number 1 thing is digital assets is a key to leverage. So a lot of people will start with AI, but the power of AI is useless without a digital asset. And this matters because without digital assets, you are literally the business. Everything relies on you. So every sale requires your personal involvement. You might be doing sales calls. Every delivery, like client you work with, needs your direct input. So you need to do the work for them. Every decision that you do flows through you, and every income is directly to your hours worked and how productive you are. Now with digital assets, your business becomes a system that can operate independently. Or even if it's not completely autonomous yet, well, that is a goal of level 4, is you at least get to level 3 where you have a series of digital assets that connect together and allow you to get work done faster. Because without digital assets, you're just doing everything yourself. With digital assets, at least you get things done faster. So you shift from trading time for money to creating systems that generate money for you. So you allow your digital assets to do the work for you. So what are the benefits of having digital assets? Well, one digital asset can serve 1 customer or 1,000 customers the same effort. So let's say you have a AI prompt that helps you get results. You could share that AI prompt. You could sell that AI prompt and serve many customers, or an AI model or a video or an image. Anything that creates value can be shared n amount of times. That's high leverage. 24/7, these things work for you while you sleep. Travel or focus on strategy. So let's say you have a video sales letter, super high performing, and you run that. Well, that'll continue getting you sales. Also, like, let's say a YouTube video. YouTube video is a digital asset, continuously get you views over time. That gets you leads into your email list. People join your email list. They read your email sequences. They read your emails. They buy, and so on. So digital assets is the focus here. Consistency, they deliver the same quality experience every time. Freedom, your business runs without requiring your constant presence. And leverage, one asset can generate multiple income streams. So this is why, as a chief leverage officer, you want to focus on building digital assets first, while other business owners or chief everything officers stay trapped doing everything manually. I actually have a video in my YouTube channel where I explain how and why digital assets is a new way to operate and grow a lean, profitable business. So I'll link that in the description again below. So the question is, what level of digital asset sophistication will your business operate at? Okay, so now you understand the concept of digital assets. Let's dive into the levels. As I explained in the beginning of this video, there are 4 levels of business operations. Level 1, you do all the work yourself. You work hard, and everything relies on your personal productivity. So here's how it looks like. So you, as a business owner, the way that you generate business outcomes is you go directly towards the external world. So the external world is social media, it's people that you reach out to, it's how you actually get to your clients, or how do you get leads, how do you get appointments, and how do you generate sales. Everything relies on you. So in this case, you might be doing everything yourself. Content creation, sales calls, meetings, etc. Everything you're doing yourself. You're doing it manually. And then what happens is you do that to external world, then you get the feedback, and then you improve these things. You try to create better content, you try to get better sales, you try to get better sales skills, and you try to get better at booking and meetings. Now this is great, but after a certain point, you're going to get capped by your personal productivity. Okay. Now level 2 is when we start to leverage tools and digital assets to get work done faster. So instead of creating content ourselves, we might have a tool or an automation that helps us create content. Instead of booking meetings, we might have a VSL that explains our offer, and we might have a database or CRM that allows us to manage our leads. So we're still doing the work ourselves, but we're using tools and digital assets to empower our productivity. So we're still going directly towards the external world. So this is massively better than level 1, but it's still, again, reliant on your personal product. Now, level 3 is when we have an ecosystem of digital assets and tools that creates your operating system. So in this case, we've looked throughout all of the activities that we're doing, and we created a digital asset for it. So in your business, generally, you're going to have 3 core systems. You're going to have marketing, sales, and delivery, actually 4 operations. So from these 4 core systems, you then introduce digital assets throughout your whole business. So now you don't need to do everything yourself. So now you've magnified or amplified your personal productivity again, and that allows you to be more productive and get more business outcomes. But again, in this case, you're still operating the business yourself. It still requires on your personal productivity. Yes, your productivity is amplified. Yes, you're getting significantly more output for the hours you put in, but still, you still need to show up. Now, level 4 is when we take our business OS and we connect AI agents to it. So in that case, instead of us operating the business, we have AI agents operating most parts of our business, which is ideally 80 to 90% of our business. So let me dive into more detail into each level. How level 1 works is you're directly impacting the external world. There's nothing between you and the market. Every action, every decision, every task flows directly from your personal effort. You personally send messages to potential clients, you book appointments, you conduct all the meetings, you close every deal. When you do client work, you start from scratch every single time. When clients ask for work, you deliver it manually, then get paid. Now, the problem with level 1 is if you stay at level 1, you're capped by your personal productivity. To get more feedback or money from the external world, you need to put in more hours or hire people to do manual work. Every dollar requires your personal involvement. Your business stops when you stop, and there's no path to scalability because you have no system to leverage your time. You become the bottleneck in your business. You're not building a business, you're building yourself a job with unlimited responsibility and limited income potential. The only way out of level 1 is building your first digital assets, which gets us to level 2. So you reach level 2 when you start implementing tools that amplify your personal productivity. So level 2, instead of, let's say, manually messaging each lead, you have a CRM database with email automation that sends follow-up sequences. Rather than explaining your services repeatedly on calls, you might have sales assets and presentations that pre-qualify prospects. Instead of starting client work from scratch every time, you have templates, swipe files, and frameworks for faster delivery. So in level 2, it's you plus tools that leads to greater impact. So this is magnitudes better than level 1 because you increase your output per productive hour. You're getting started with digital assets that actually work for you instead of requiring constant manual input. So the problem with level 2 is you have digital assets set up for one core system of your business, either lead generation, which is marketing, lead conversion, which is sales, or fulfillment or delivery. But these systems don't work together as a unified whole. You're still manually connecting the dots between different parts of your business. Okay, so level 2 success depends on choosing the right digital assets for your biggest bottleneck. But then to get to level 3 is when we start implementing tools and digital assets across all 3 core systems of your business. Lead generation, lead conversion, and delivery. And they work together as an integrated operating system. Okay, so this could be an Airtable, Notion, whatever OS that you choose to use. You basically house all of your systems, digital assets, and tools all in one place so you can operate your business smoothly. So level 3 is when you have an ecosystem, digital assets and tools. So you've actually developed most of the activities in your business has digital assets. None of them actually you're doing from scratch and manually. You're actually you have training wheels to do all of them. You have SOPs, you have examples of high converting VSLs, you have examples of content. You're basically not doing everything from scratch. You're leveraged. Okay, so how level 3 works. So your digital assets are no longer isolated tools. They are connected systems that create comprehensive business operating system you can visibly interact with. You have proven content templates, organized swipe files, AI prompts and frameworks to creative work and strategy, project management tools and boards that track progress from idea to completion, and video sales letter that generate leads 24/7. Or you might have a YouTube channel. So you might have an email list and that connects to automated sequences. You have an integrated CRM that tracks the entire customer journey across all touch points, and you have delivery systems that ensure consistent results through standardized process. Now, if you think about it, level 3 is actually a very sophisticated business. Like you're doing really well if you're at level 3. So the great thing about level 3 is all your systems work together seamlessly. Your YouTube content feeds your email list drives traffic to your sales assets, your CRM tracks the entire customer journey, and your delivery system ensures consistent results. You can hire virtual assistants or team members and generate significant revenue because they have systems that create impact. most things are documented, or everything is documented, systematized, and scalable. Now, this level was recently the highest level you could operate your business until AI entered the picture. Now the good thing about level 3 is that if you can get to level 3, getting to level 4 isn't that hard, because now you just need to connect AI and give AI visible access to your tools and digital assets. So that gets us to level 4, which is what we want to achieve as a chief leverage officer. So going from level 3 to level 4 happens when you give AI access to your existing business operating system and let it interact directly with the external world on your behalf. So let me explain this here very quickly. So a AI agent, or an LLM, a large language model, let's say it is Anthropic Claude or OpenAI GPT, what these models have the capability to reason, act, and plan. So if we give the brain, let's say this is the brain, instead of us being the brain of us doing it, let's say we attach a brain that can read our business OS, that can read certain parts of our business or digital assets. We can then prompt the brain. We could ask, so let's say we give AI access to our YouTube channel. So that is a digital asset that we have, our YouTube channel. So we could say, AI, hey, can you look at our YouTube channel and identify what are the highest converting YouTube videos or the best performing YouTube videos? Take those videos, and can we create a template or a strategy for us to create our next 4 videos that allow us to grow our channel even further? So what's going to happen is the brain, which is a large language model, because it has access to your YouTube channel, or even your YouTube channel is right here, right? We could give it the tools, which is the tools to access our YouTube channel. So a tool or automation or API. So what's going to happen is going to go to the tool or automation, the API, and then it's going to go to our YouTube channel. It's going to read our YouTube channel. It's going to take back our YouTube channel, come back, and then it's going to tell us, it's going to give us feedback over here. It's going to say, hey, these are the top 5 best performing YouTube videos, and these YouTube videos performed well because of blah, 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 blah. These are the next YouTube videos I'd recommend for us to grow our YouTube channel. So instead of you doing it yourself, now you ask AI to do it, and it does it for you. Now, this can be extended to as many parts of your business. So this could be extended out to creating content. This could be extended to tracking your CRM, whatever. As long as the LLM, or the brain, which I like to call a brain, has access to these tools and external world, is an AI agent. So what makes an AI agent agentic is when you give a large language model, which is the ability to think, which is a brain, reason, and plan, you give it access, or it can read your digital assets, your tools, and API, and it can have access to your social media platforms or the external world. Let's say your LinkedIn profile, YouTube channel, social media. Then it becomes an AI agent. Now you can have multiple AI agents, smaller AI agents that do specific tasks for you that reach the external world. Now, ideally, these AI agents will create business outcomes for you, or help you create business outcomes. Let's say posting YouTube videos will generate you leads, creating content, generating leads, or even following up with people in your CRM to get more appointments or presentations of your offer and sales. So yeah, I'm going to be explaining more of this concept in further videos, but I just wanted to explain this on a high level. So real quick, at level 3, we have the tools, we have the digital assets. Level 4 is simply putting AI as a brain to operate our business. Think of it like Jarvis from Iron Man. So what happens level 4? Instead of you managing lead follow-up, an AI agent can monitor your CRM and can personalize outreach messages based on lead behavior and your unique scripts. So you're going to give it the scripts. You're not going to let AI do things by itself. You need to give it digital assets, which is your script flow. You can book qualified appointments directly onto your calendar. So an AI agent can do that for you. So think about any virtual assistant you'd hire. The same way you train a virtual assistant, you'd create a prompt that would train an AI agent. Now, clearly, it's not gonna work right off the get-go. You need to train it, tweak it, and test it. But you can get it to a point where it works autonomously. Then you've literally gained back hours in your life that you could focus on higher leverage activities. So, for example, rather than creating content from template, an AI agent uses your swipe files and brand voice to produce first draft emails, social posts, and sales materials that you simply review and approve. Instead of manually tracking performance, an AI agent manages your content calendar, suggests video topics based on trending keywords, and provides performance reports with optimization recommendations. So what actually happens at level 4? So instead of you operating the system by yourself, the system operates 80 to 90% by itself. Okay? So your role transforms from being an operator to a strategist, or someone that architects the system. So from daily tasks to strategic direction. So from hours of work to maybe working just 2 hours or less a day. So from manual management to AI-powered oversight. So instead of you doing things, you can have an AI assistant do the work for you. So think of as many virtual assistants you could have. You could have as many AI agents. You could have 1,000 if you'd want to. So you've gone from being the operator to being a strategist who directs AI agents to do the work for you. So this gives you true freedom and unlimited scale while your competitors manually manage their operations. So here's the thing. So level 4 doesn't mean removing yourself completely. It means removing yourself from routine operations. So you're still the strategic overseer, but AI handles 80 to 90% of routine tasks. But you maintain quality control and handle exceptions. Think of it like having a highly trained assistant who handles their predictable work while you focus on growth and strategy. So again, our goal is to become a chief CLO or chief leverage officer. That is our number one goal as a business owner. So the next question is, which level will you operate your business? Will you choose to operate at level 1, level 2, level 3, or level 4? So most business owners will stay stuck at level 1 and 2 because they think working harder is the answer. Some will make it to level 3 and feel proud of their systems while still being chained to daily operations. Level 3 is still great, but you still need to do the work. But a small group, which again I like to call chief leverage officers, will build level 4 businesses where AI handles 80 to 90% of operations while they focus on strategy and growth. And by the way, this works for any type of business, whether you're a lawyer, consultant, agency owner, e-commerce brand, whatever. There's going to be different types of digital assets for sure. So the digital assets do change, but the progression remains the same. So let's say a law firm might use case templates and client intake automation. An agency might use project workflows and reporting dashboards. The principles is the same. It's universal. If you're doing something more than once, it should become a digital asset. Now, what most people get wrong about AI in business is they think they can jump straight from level 1, which is manual work, to level 4 automation. It doesn't work that way. Okay? AI is useless without digital assets and tools to work with. So you can't give AI access to chaos and expect miracles. So AI needs structured data, it needs documented processes, it needs clear workflows, and organized systems to be effective. Without digital assets, which is a foundation from level 2 and level 3, AI becomes just another expensive tool that doesn't deliver results. So AI is not going to do anything. Let's say you want to start creating content and you ask AI, hey AI, can you create me a thread? It's going to create you the worst thread possible. Or if you ask AI, can you script me a YouTube video? It will not create a good YouTube video. You need to train it with high performing YouTube scripts and so on, which are digital assets, a swipe file, which will actually allow the AI to create content. Let's say you want to create visual content like presentations, or like infographics. If you ask AI to do it, it'll create the most ugliest, or maybe not something that's aligned with your brand. It won't look aesthetic, it won't look good. So you'd give it access to examples of infographics you like, visuals that you use, then AI can create visuals based on what it is actually going to perform. So you need to train AI, kind of like an employee. So this is why the progression matters. You need to build your digital assets first, then let AI operate them. Which is, I'm always going to talk about this. Digital assets, number one thing. If you have digital assets and you have unlimited leverage, your number one focus as a business owner should be digital assets, number one. So the question is, keep doing everything yourself or build digital assets in the AI system to do the work for you? What's it going to be? Now, how do you implement digital assets in your business? So in your business, there are generally going to be 4 core major systems to generate revenue. There's going to be marketing, which is how you generate leads. You attract potential customers to your business in simple terms. Lead generation, or lead conversion, which is sales, is how you convert leads into paying customers. Then there's delivery, which is how you fulfill orders and provide the product and service. Then number 4, it's operation, which is how you manage your internal processes and systems. Now, ideally, we want all these things to work together as autonomous as possible. So we do this by having digital assets and AI systems. So for each of these systems, we want to start first with digital assets to do the work for us. So here's how step by step. So step number 1 is you want to map your workflows for the 4 business systems. So you want to document your current workflows and identify where are you personally involved. So let's say YouTube videos. You want to map out how do you actually create YouTube videos, from title, thumbnail, scripting, recording, editing. You want to look at that whole chain of activities and figure out what are ways I could implement digital asset or a AI agent to do it. For example, strategy. I could have an AI agent that has access to the YouTube MCP ask it to look up online for specific keywords and find the highest performing YouTube videos, extract their titles, their thumbnails, and how they hook, the hook that you use, and use that as an example to create my next YouTube video. So I'm not guessing on what video will perform well. Another example, let's say in the chain, I want to script the video. Okay, so I could create a swipe file of high performing scripts and use AI to use those scripts as an examples to then create those YouTube scripts, and so on and so on. So that's just one example. We'll go over more examples in a minute. So you want to audit the system or each system you have and find the manual bottlenecks that are limiting your growth. Then step number 3, this is very important. We want to prioritize your opportunities. We want to determine which system needs digital assets first for maximum impact. Now, not every digital asset is going to be high leverage. We want to focus on the digital assets that will solve the biggest bottleneck that you have right now, that's taking the most of your time. Okay, then we want to build our digital assets. Then once we have digital assets, that when we want to connect and scale, then we want to integrate systems for level 3 and then add AI for level 4. Okay, so here's something that's very important. So most business owners will just do things on autopilot, whatever comes up to them. So you can't just build digital assets blindly. You need to see exactly where you're doing things. You need clarity in where your work is going, where your time is going. So you need to know where manual work is happening, which processes are broken, and where automation would have the biggest impact. So this is why it's very important to map out your business. So mapping out your business means documenting your current workflow step by step, identifying where you personally get involved in each system, and spotting the bottlenecks to slow down your business. Without this, you'll waste time building assets for the wrong problems. So you won't know what, if you don't know how your business works, you won't know what digital asset is going to solve a specific problem. Because in your business, ideally, you want to create digital assets that will solve one of these 4 core systems. Just creating a random digital asset is not going to help you. Also, another thing, a lot of business owners confuse tools with digital assets, or tools and software with digital assets. They're not the same. So a CRM isn't a digital asset. Your standardized lead follow-up process or your script in the CRM is a digital asset. So Slack, for example, by itself isn't a digital asset. Your team communication templates and workflows are digital assets. So the tool is just a container. The systemized process is the asset. Okay, so these are examples of time sucks that you might have in your business and how it would look differently from level 1 to level 4. I'm not going to go over all this because I have many examples here, but I'll go over one example. So let's say lead generation. So let's say you manually send cold messages one by one to prospects. So that's level 1. You're doing everything yourself. Level 2 is we then create an email list where we run broadcast sequences and lead magnets. So in this case, we're more leveraged. We send one email, reaches many qualified prospects. Level 3 is when we have lead magnets that work for us. We have nurture sequence, landing pages, and CRM integration. So we could track who's in our email list, who's clicking links, and we're using that to make smarter decisions. Okay, so we have a lead generation system. Level 4 is when we implement AI, where we have prospecting agents, personalized outreach automation, we have behavioral triggers, and so on. So AI identifies and nurtures prospects for us. So this is just one example in marketing. Let's go into sales. So let's say you're doing sales calls. Let's say you hop on discovery calls with every single prospect that comes across you. So that's level 1. You're doing everything yourself. Level 2 is we have VSL or offer documents or qualification forms. So we don't just hop on a call with anyone. We send them a video sales letter or an offer document or a application form, and then we look through that application form. We make sure that they're qualified and we won't talk to qualified prospects. Level 3 is when we have integrated sales funnels. We have an automated booking system. We have prospect scoring, and then we could focus on the highest level prospects that have the highest chance of converting. So that's level 3. Level 4 is when we have AI qualification agents. We have automated scheduling. We have pre-call briefings where AI handles the initial qualifications. Now, how level 4 looks like is going to be completely different to what type of business you run and the specific digital assets you do, specific way you do things. So this is just an example. This doesn't mean that this is going to work for you. So that's sales. Let's go into delivery. So let's say client questions. So level 1 is you personally answer every client questions via calls or messages. Okay, very time consuming. Level 2 is you have frequently asked pages, you have a knowledge base, and you have video tutorials. So it's self-service client support. Level 3, you have a searchable wiki where people can get answers by themselves. They have automated ticking so they can ask questions. It automatically gets ticketed. They have a client portal integration where they can get support by themselves. So you have a comprehensive support system. Level 4 is when we have AI support agents or an AI agent that can go through your full knowledge base and give them a specific answer to their specific unique case. Okay, we have intelligent Q&A, we have predictive assistance. So AI handles 80% of the questions, and it could tell you exactly what problems your customers have, so you can create better assets that help them. So that's delivery. Let's dive into operations. So let's say business reporting. So let's say you manually create weekly, monthly reports by pulling data from different sources. You do it manually. So level 2 is we have spreadsheet templates, we have basic dashboards, we have automated data pools. Still better than level 1, it's faster, but still requires us to manage that dashboard. Level 3, we have integrated analytics dashboard, we have automated report generation, we have KPI tracking, and so on. Okay, so it's real-time business intelligence. Level 4, we have AI reporting agents who can go through your data and can go through online and can actually give you a comprehensive analysis. So instead of you creating the analysis or you thinking, the AI just tells you what's going on. It gives you the analysis, which is predictive analytics. It gives you automated insights and recommendation. So AI generates the strategic reports and not you. So those are 4 different ways that you use AI. Now, there are plenty different types of digital assets you can implement. I'm not going to go over all of them, but if you want access to this PDF, you can click the link in the description below to get access to this PDF so you can implement. So again, the number one thing here is we want to start with digital assets instead of jumping to AI. All right, so now you understand why digital assets are the foundation that separates CEOs from chief leverage officers. You've seen the 4 levels of business operations and how each builds on digital assets. You have 50 example digital assets you can use as an inspiration. Link in the description to get that. But you probably still have questions. Which digital asset should I build first for my specific business? How long will it realistically take to reach level 3 or level 4? Tools do I actually need to get started? So these answers depends on your unique situations, which is exactly why I help business owners figure out through real case studies and step-by-step implementation guides. So if you want to work together, send me an email at rashid@thepeakperformer.io with your current situation, and we'll take it from there and we'll see if we could work together. Now, for more use case examples, I'm going to be sharing those on my YouTube channel on how I'm using Notion and how I'm implementing AI agents into my Notion OS in the next following videos on my YouTube channel. So if you want that, subscribe to my YouTube channel. And if you want use cases that you could implement into your business, I do send daily insights and offers to my email list. So if you want that, you can click the link below to join my email list as well. Other than that, I'll see you in the next video.